Hello, fellow exiles. I've had a lot of people tell me that they don't have time or money to do prepping related stuff like gardening and food storage and stuff like that. So, what I want to do is talk to you about my strategy that I try to use. I'm not perfect at it, I'm still huge work in progress. But for time management stuff, the first thing I try to do is build a relationship, better relationship with God, spend more time with my girlfriend and her kids, teaching, preparation stuff, and then stuff that also improves my lifestyle. And then for budgeting, what I try to do is take $250 a week and put that aside for savings, and then use that to pay off debt and try to save for a mortgage for the farm. And then I take my tithe out, and I also take $300 out to put in this, which I'm going to move the camera here in a minute and explain this to you. And what that does is it lets me budget and put the highest priority stuff first. And I don't spend a lot of extra money. Like, I don't drive a new fancy car. I don't spend money on Netflix and that kind of stuff. I use one streaming service at a time. Now, I'll admit I spend too much money eating out and stuff like that, which is something I'm working on. There's videos coming in the future on stuff I'm going to do to cut back on eating out. And then all the money I have left over that I don't put in here, don't set aside for savings, and don't tithe, that money gets used to pay stuff that automatically comes out, like my car payment or my car insurance, cell phone bill, stuff like that. And then money that's left, once I accumulate some more money up in savings, which I'm new at really trying to budget. So once I get better at this, and then in the checking account, I have more money that I'm using to pay those automatic bills. I'm going to use that money towards paying off debt and towards the mortgage. So I hope this helps you. Let me move the camera around and show you exactly what I use this for and how I do it. And I hope you have a great day. And every Friday, I go to the bank and I withdraw my tithe, which I put in here, and then $300 to put in the different envelopes here. These are specifically designed to hold cash. There's all kinds of these on Amazon and different levels of pretty. And this one came with some pretty little labels here, but they didn't suit my needs. So I slapped some blue masking tape on it and just wrote on there. I wrote what the category is and how much to put in there every week to make our categories, how much to put in there when I put the money in there. Because these first four, the big three things people talk about in prepping, are beans, bullets, and Band-Aids. I added a fourth one, which is barter, because there's usually 4 Fridays in every month. So the first Friday of the month, I put $50 in towards buying beans. And by beans, I mean water treatment systems, buckets to store food in, long-term storage foods, or dried foods like that. Eventually, maybe some freeze-dried foods and some pre-canned dehydrated foods stuff will go in here. I have another category for other types of storing food we'll get to later. Bullets, which is guns, ammunition. Right now I'm saving up to buy a really nice sling for my AR. You can also put training in here, anything gun related, cleaning kits, even like security cameras and security lights. Put that under bullets. And for these first 3 categories, I put $50 each one, $50 a month of. You can decide whatever amount of money fits your budget. Band-Aid, so first aid items. I did a short of vacuum sealing some gauze pads to put in some buckets earlier. You can look that. I'll put a link to that in the description. So Band-Aids is all kinds of first aid items, IFAKs, long-term storage, gauze, everything in between. And then barter items, which is stuff like buying silver. Eventually I want to buy alcohol as a barter item because, an alcoholic will do about anything for a bottle of booze. So if you need a new garden bed tilled up or something like that, and you trade him a quart jar of some whiskey, he'll do it for you. Make sure to give him the alcohol, or make sure he does the work before you give him the alcohol, though. Last thing you want is a drunk guy operating a chainsaw. Then you'll have to use the Band-Aid budget to fix him. All right, my weekly food allowance. That's $100 a week for me. Depends on the size of your family and how much you spend. Gas, $80 a week. This one I might have to change and adjust some of the other categories because I want to try to keep it in even 300. So hopefully gas prices don't get too high and I have to change that budget. This one's my weekly canning. So I try to can some food every week, like make a big crock pot and then can the leftovers of it. I haven't been doing the greatest job of that, but this is the money I budget for buying jars and buying the food to do that with. I should probably do some videos on that, maybe this weekend. And this is $20 towards my cash emergency fund. I have try to keep $1,000 in savings, but I want to get to where I have a couple $1,000s in cash saved up, because in case the ATMs aren't working from a power outage or an internet problem or something like that, and I can just hand some people some cash and buy gas or buy whatever I need to get done. And then this thing came with these budgeting doodad things. I don't use them. I'll probably take them out. So I hope this helps you get organized with your budgeting so you can do a better job at buying the stuff that you feel you need to prepare. And also not just prepare by buying barter items or Band-Aids or bullets, but also prepare by having enough money in savings to get you through any type of disaster like that. And also save money long-term for your retirement in case the world doesn't collapse and you just get old and don't want to work anymore. So thank you for joining me on the journey to use God's gifts to grow His kingdom, prepare for the future, and live a better life.